brace yourself for the wildest ride of your life. It's the craziest book Chris Akin has ever written, and other things I should not say. Get ready for over 500 pages of pure, unfiltered debauchery. From his military years, Chris Akin spills the shocking stories of sex, partying, violence, and the stuff that's so wild it's probably illegal. You've heard the tales on the Classic Metal Show, but never like this. Don't wait. Get your copy now at chrisakin.net before the censors try to shut it down.
This is Sammy Pierre Douay from Goat Whore, and you're watching CMS TV.
It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com, kicking off with some Slayer from the Seasons in the Abyss release with the title track, and Megadeth right there with In My Darkest Hour, and a guy who has faced some very dark hours in his life, my good friend and partner, Chris Akin. What's going on, Chris?
What is up, sir? How we doing?
Well, I thought I'd get a rousing start here, and you're correct. I am getting pumped up to see Slayer tomorrow.
I figured as much. I figured the heavy music only means one thing. You're getting yourself ready.
I
can't go into that with a fucking
Slayer.
vain. You cannot go into that with a vain or a faster pussycat mentality.
No, not at all.
You have to be wrong.
Yeah,
be pumped.
I am going to attend the triumphant return of Slayer, even if it is only for a handful of shows.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. That'll be fun.
Yeah, so it's tomorrow. Tomorrow here in the Chicagoland area at the Riotfest. They are headlining Sunday night show to close the Riotfest, and I had every intention of going when it was first announced way back in May that they would be playing. So I made arrangements to go. So me and the lovely Taylor are heading out to see some Slayer.
I thought you were taking your other girlfriend.
Sal? Nah, Sal's not a Slayer guy.
Sal is the vain, faster pussycat guy.
Yeah, well, I actually took Sal to a show this week. I took him out to see Leonid and Friends on Tuesday.
Yeah, that sounds more Sal's speed.
Yeah, but I took Sal out to see Leonid and Friends, and we met up at a sports bar before the show and had a couple of cocktails and some food and went to see Leonid and Friends, and Sal enjoyed himself.
How's the show? Good?
The show was real good. I'm telling you, that band is just absolutely amazing. They're expanding their musical repertoire.
Okay.
When they first started touring around 4 or 5 years ago, it was strictly Chicago. Now they're branching into like some Earth, Wind and Fire, Carpenters, a Steely Dan, Blood, Sweat and Tears, anything that's a horn driven songs. They're adding that to their set now, so they're working up other tunes, mostly from the 70s.
Sure.
So
does that make it better or does that make it not as good?
I guess if you want to go see strictly Chicago and you're not a fan of those other bands, maybe you're not happy, but if you're a fan of that 70s era of music, I think you might be surprised if you had seen Leonid before.
Okay.
But I saw Leonid when they were strictly Chicago covers.
Right.
But a majority of the songs, I would say that it's 75% Chicago, 25% other songs sprinkled in.
I'm going to have to pony up for that one and go, I think. You've convinced me.
They're coming to the Roxino.
When?
Next week or in a week or so. Probably like within the week.
I'll have to look.
Yeah.
It's not. I actually have shows coming up in the next couple of weeks. It's like I don't want to. Now, all of a sudden, me who doesn't go to anything, now I'm like, do I want to go to a third show in 2 weeks?
Look at me. I got to decide whether I want to leave the house. Is it worth me leaving the house?
Well, I left the house once this week, and then I'm definitely going to go see the Black Crowes next week.
Right.
And then I'm going to go see Richie Kotzen on the 8th.
Okay.
I'm gonna get out and go see Mr. Kotzen. He sold me himself on his show by chatting with him and just talking to him. I finished the interview. I was like, fuck yeah. I immediately called the publicist and said, hey, hook me up with some tickets. He was like, you guys, Muncie, you got it, brother. You got it, brother. Whatever you need, brother.
Right, of course. Yeah, I met that Muncie guy a few years back, just before the big pandemic shutdown.
Sure.
You know, I met him at the Heavy Metal Music Awards show.
Right.
You know, and chit-chatted with him there. I'd never met the guy before. Obviously, he knew you for years.
Sure.
And so, I met him and chatted with him for a few minutes. And, of course, the first question he had is, well, where's your partner, Chris?
Yeah, because we travel in packs.
We travel together.
We always travel together.
Yeah. It's like seeing Opie without Anthony.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So yeah, I do have things coming up, actually.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Let's see. Leonid and Friends tour. Let me see. Tour schedule. Let me see. I think they're playing near you or they already played near you. Oh, MGM Northfield. Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's not happening.
Well, they're playing there tomorrow night. Sunday, 9/22.
Yeah, that will not be happening.
All right. No.
How much are those tickets, though?
Let me take a look here. Buy some tickets. What does that cost? What you need to know, blah, blah, blah. All right. Depending on where you want to sit, $37.50.
Maybe I will pony up for that.
Right up,
$40.
right up in the center. Seems to be a lot of tickets available. Let me see here.
For $40, I mean,
$49.50. You could be. Let me see here. Yeah, $49.50. You could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows center.
Oh, I may have to do that.
Yeah.
For $50?
Yeah, $49.50. You can go see Leonid. Six rows back from the stage in the center. There's plenty of tickets available.
I may have to go and do that one. That sounds in my ballpark.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just scrolling over these numbers here, and they're all $49.50 up in that area. Mm-hmm. And then, right center section, 6 rows back.
So after fees, it'll be what, about $90?
Probably.
Oh, shit, for that place, I'll buy them at the box.
Right.
You know, that place is I could probably throw a rock and hit it.
Yep. Tomorrow night, 7:30.
That's not
MGM
bad.
Northfield Park center stage.
I may just have to do that.
Yeah. So if you like that 70s music, you'll enjoy the show.
Is there an opener or no?
I didn't see anything about an opener.
Was there on your show?
I don't know. We walked in just as they were going on stage.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. The show was at 7:30. We finished up eating, and the sports bar was right next to the venue there. So we just walked over. Just as we walked in, they were into the first song.
Perfect.
So we walked down front, got in our seats, and just had a good time.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, there you are.
Let me answer this question real quick, not to derail. Derek, who I'm assuming new listener, you have to go to CMS Radio in between talking segments because of licensing.
Because of licensing, we can't do it on the live stream or the video stream, rather.
That's right.
But we can do it on the live stream because it goes through the royalty collection.
That's right.
Stream. So that's why we can do it over there and not over here.
Yep. That's it. So there's your answer. So anyway, well, that's good. You had a good time at Leonid and Friends. That's good to hear.
Yeah. So, a lot of older folks there. Older folks.
I'll bet. I hate to tell you, but you're one of them.
Yeah, but I'm talking. These are the grandpa and grandma Q-tip head.
Dude, those people might be your age. I hate to tell you that, but that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, but so it's always fun and they're very entertaining. I did. Oh, here's one for you, just because I'm such a big Chicago fan.
Yeah.
So they try to be very interactive with the audience. And so they do these little breaks where they try to, interact with the audience and maybe play like a little trivia game or something like that. Hey, does anybody remember this song? And if you know it, shout it out, that type of thing, that kind of
Sure.
interaction. And then they had this they auctioned off this Leonid and Friends baseball jersey that's signed by the whole band, as well as members of like Blood, Sweat and Tears in Chicago, and all the people that they cover.
Right.
So, and then and part of it is the money goes to support like some kind of music foundation.
Okay.
And as part of the package, you get a VIP laminate that if you want to go to any of the other shows during this tour, you can go to any of the shows for free.
Right.
So if you wanted to travel, so if I wanted to travel to Ohio or something, I could go for free.
Okay.
So anyway, it was an auction type thing, and it fetched $1,300.
Wow.
Which wasn't bad, but boy, that bidding was going back and forth at $100 a crack. It started out at $100, and it wasn't $5 at a crack. It was $100.
So they did it live on stage, or
yes,
like an auction?
Yeah.
I got 100 here, 100 here. Do I got 150?
Exactly. Got 100 back here, 200, anybody, 300,
Jeez.
And then whoever won the auction, not only did they get the jersey and the pass and all that other stuff, then you were allowed to come up and join them for the last song on stage.
Ooh,
at the end of the night, so. But anyway, regardless of that, their saxophone player guy, he's kind of a real, for lack of a better term, a ham. He hams it up out there, he just makes a lot of weird facial expressions and always trying to get the audience into it and stuff. So he came out, and one of the little trivia things that they were asking goes, well, here's a deep track. See if anybody remembers this song or knows this song. It wasn't a hit or anything. It was, I knew it as soon as I started hearing it, And so he played, I don't know, maybe the first verse of this song.
Mm-hmm.
And Leonid is like, anybody know that one? And the whole place is silent. So I had to yell, home for the people, which was what it was.
Right.
And he goes, oh, you get to come back and get a kiss from, what's his name? Whatever that guy's name. I can't pronounce their name. They're all Russian and Czechoslovakian.
Right.
But everybody like turn and look and go, oh, look at you. Look at the big brand on him,
Yeah, look at that guy. Ooh.
So anyway, as we were leaving, Sal and I were leaving, one of the ladies who was sitting near us, she goes, don't forget to go back there and get your kiss.
Yeah, I'm sure you were like, yeah, I need to get a kiss from Gustav or whatever. Jesus.
Yeah, it's just a fun show. I mean, they're such a great band, and they do a good job with playing the songs true to form.
That's cool.
And if you go, I bet you really enjoy it, since you like that 70s yacht rock stuff.
Right.
So anyway, head out.
Yeah, I'm at $50 is not too bad. I need to go do something because I'm sick of being home.
Yeah, no kidding.
There's only so much TV you can watch before you really get bored with it.
Right. Today we'll talk about this later in the show, but today I watched the Nothing But a Good Time documentary.
Yeah.
I realized that's the first time I've turned my TV on in over 2 weeks.
Really?
I have not watched television in over 2 weeks.
I wish I could say that.
Yeah, just I thought, holy shit, when was the last time I actually watched TV? Because I just, I've either been watching just stuff online or nothing at all. Just been listening to tunes, just sort of in a different headspace. Because I don't know, I talked to you a little bit today about everything going on with me. And when I just get home, I just want silence.
Right.
That's it, So the last couple of weeks, I've just been kind of like in a very somber, silent mood when I get home. I just don't want any outside noise or distractions or anything. It's just like I'm mentally tired, so I just haven't even been in the mood to watch television.
Yeah, I get that.
But I did today. So we'll talk about talk about that.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I watched it too. So
Yeah. So other than that, it's just work. I'm gonna wrap up my work week this week, and then head out to Lost Wages on Thursday morning.
that'll be fun.
And I'll be out there with the docking crew, and I've signed up to go drive a McLaren sports car on the
Nice.
Las Vegas racetrack. So I'll be out there doing that, and then doing a lot of other things. I had talked to Taylor about what she wants to do, and she'd been to Vegas numerous times, but she's never been out to the Hoover Dam ever.
Okay.
So we're going to take a ride out there. So she's never seen the Hoover Dam, so we're going to go check that out. And
That'll be fun.
you
You
know,
gonna go see the Sphere?
yeah, oh, of course. I mean, whether I go to a show or not, that's something different. But yeah, I'm going to go definitely check that out. I mean, to go and not even look at it, that wouldn't be that'd be kind of a wasted trip, don't you think?
Yeah, I do think so. It's fun. I was talking to my friend Paul, who was a friend of Nalbandian's, during the week, and he was just out in Vegas, and he ran into Julio Cesar Chavez.
Oh, really?
In one of the weird meetups, he was at some bar, and who came in but Julio Cesar Chavez. So, he sent me the pic. He knew I was a boxing fan, so he sends me the photo. He's like, hey, look, check this out. And I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And so I asked him, I said, hey, did you go over and see the Sphere? Because like that to me would be like the only reason I would go to Vegas. Vegas is just a money suck. But the only real reason I would want to go would be to see that Sphere. And he said, yeah, we drove by it. And I said, yeah, from what I hear, they have like 10 accidents a day from people driving by reading the ball.
Yeah.
And he literally sends me a video of him driving up on the thing and then having to swerve because they almost crashed their car.
Yeah. Take your eyes off the road.
Yeah. He said he was almost one of those 10.
Yeah.
Because
No kidding.
And it is impressive. I will say that thing it's really impressive when all the video that I've seen of it and whatnot. It looks cool as shit, both inside and out. My mom went, and she said it was cool
I know
as
you
fuck.
said that she was going to go. Who did she go see, or what did she see?
Some planetarium thing, like something about growth of vegetation or some shit.
Right.
But whatever kind of the stock thing that they show is when they're not doing shows is what she saw, because she wasn't there for a show. But she said it was cool as shit with all the, the graphics doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So, that seems pretty cool. I just see the pictures from the outside. I'm like, God damn, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It just looks very cool.
Yeah. I've seen that video where they turn it into a big eyeball.
Yeah.
And it's like,
darting around.
Yeah. It's like people who are maybe flying into McCarran Airport or something. Mm-hmm. They have this eyeball and it's like looking up at the jet and following the jet like it's watching you or something. It's like, boy, that's kind of freaky.
Yeah, no kidding. It's like, what's going on down there?
Yeah.
Keep going, pilot. Don't stop.
Right. Up with that big eyeball down there.
Yeah, no kidding. I want to see what that's attached to.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been to Vegas since 2018, so it's been 6 years since I've gone. So
okay,
just kind of looking forward to it. I used to live 3 hours south of Vegas, so I used to go there fairly frequently. I'd go at least once every couple of months,
right?
As this was back in the 80s and into the early 90s, where it was very, very cheap to stay there. Right. Because they basically were just the rooms were secondary to getting people to come there to gamble. Mm-hmm. So when you used to stay in Vegas, if you stayed at a hotel, all the time, they would send you what they call a junket in the mail, a junket package, and it was full of like coupons and all kinds of little discount things, and they would send you this package. Like I used to stay at the Imperial Palace before it became the Link. Now I'd get a room there for $10 a night.
Nice.
You could go and stay right on the strip at the Imperial Palace for $10 a night.
Right, because the goal was that you'd never be in there.
Exactly. exactly.
They
But
get you in that casino with no clocks anywhere. And next thing you know, it's fucking 6 a.m. and you don't know where all your money went.
yeah, but this time around, I'm staying at the Venetian, and I think it's like $700 a night.
Ooh, wow.
That's expensive. Yeah.
Jeez, oh, man.
But I don't go all the time, and I haven't been anywhere this year, so that's going to be my quote unquote my big outing for the year.
Sure.
Going to
And let's
Vegas.
face it, you're making more money than God these days at your job. So fuck it, spend some money.
Yeah, I am. I haven't been anywhere to spend any money. I haven't spent any money. I haven't bought anything. I haven't bought any new guns lately.
What's the last thing you bought? Your car?
My car. I bought that in December.
Yeah, so it's been 9 months or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting there. So yeah, I haven't this year. It just seems like all I've done is work. Just work. I mean, earlier in the year, I traveled with Akin a few times, in March and April.
Sure.
But other than that, haven't done anything. Haven't gone anywhere. I usually go to Pittsburgh once or twice, and I haven't been there at all this year.
No, there's nothing to see there.
Well, no, I love it there. But
I can't believe of all the cities you've been and that you love, I can't believe Pittsburgh is your favorite.
You have never spent the time there to understand.
In Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Yes, I have. I fucking spent 2 years living there.
No, I'm talking downtown. I'm not talking on the outskirts.
Dude, I lived literally about 8 blocks from the stadium.
But did you walk around downtown?
Yeah, I went down there all the time. It's nice. I'm not going to try and sell Cleveland as a nicer, cleaner, safer, any of that kind of stuff. It's a decent city. But is it, I mean, you go to some nice places.
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh just isn't the one that most people, if you took most people and sent them to the last 10 places that you've been to.
Yes.
9 of those 10, the one being you, would not say Pittsburgh best of the bunch.
Who, me? Would I say that?
If it was you and 9 other people.
Oh, well.
You would say you like Pittsburgh the best, and the other 9 would say, no, let's go to.
Well, again, it's more of a personal thing for me. I mean, but, all the times that I've gone there, it's always been a great experience. It's just a very relaxed atmosphere, And I think you're the one who said it's a small city with a big city feel. You know what I mean?
It is.
And you don't feel unsafe. You don't feel like you got to have your head on a swivel.
It's comfortable to walk around.
It is. It's a very comfortable city, and there's a lot of history there. I like the history.
Yeah. And walking on the river is cool, and riding that whatever that thing
The
is that goes up and
incline.
down
The incline. Mm-hmm.
That's okay. I mean, I don't hate Pittsburgh. I'm not Cleveland guy who's like, fuck Pittsburgh, I hope they all die. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just there's nicer cities.
Yeah.
I think Columbus is a nicer city.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I've been to Columbus numerous times, but it's just like a generic city to me. It doesn't seem to have the personality.
You like to go down there and see that duck floating around on the water and whatnot,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. Yeah. So and I've had several of our CMS fans email me and say, I'm going to make a trip there. What should I do? And I give them a whole list of things to do. Check this out, check that out, and then I hear back and go, man, we had a really great time. I was really surprised at how nice that was.
You better be telling them Pinball PA is the number 1 stop.
Right, of course. Of course. So, it's a good time, and I always enjoy it. It's kind of funny. Yeah, there you go.
That's not me.
I'm dumb. But it was kind of funny. Last year, Taylor and I had gone there for a couple of days, and we went to a Pirate game, and we were staying. I typically stay at the Wyndham on the Point, but it was Steelers weekend, and so that hotel was completely sold out.
Right.
So we had to stay at a different hotel. It was basically the Kaufman's department store converted into a hotel.
Okay.
And so we were staying at the Kaufman's building, and while we were there, this kid, for some reason, he just got attached to us. he was from Philadelphia. He and his family were there for a pirate game, and they were from Philadelphia. And for some reason, he just kind of struck up a conversation with us, and we were walking to the game later, and we just happened to run into him again.
Okay.
It was just kind of weird, He's like, well, where are you guys at? And so I told him what section we were in, and he and his family were a couple of sections over. And so he was texting me through the game, commenting about the game and this and that and the other. So after the game was over, he came over to our section, and he's just like, so what are you guys doing now? And I said, well, we're just going to walk over to the, Market Square and go get some food over at the Steelworks bar, and have a couple cocktails and get some food and stuff. And he goes, can I go along?
No.
Oh, well, no. He goes, you guys seem like pretty cool people. Can I come hang out with you? Because my family's just going to go back to the hotel and go to bed, and I don't have anyone to hang out with. I said, yeah, you're welcome to go along with us. I don't care. So he just walked along with us, and we went to the bar, and we were just kind of hanging out and just cutting up a little bit and stuff. He was a good kid, I had no problem with him at all. He was just really he was just a young, I don't know, he might have been in his 20s, late 20s.
God, for somebody that hates people, you're nicer than I ever was.
Yeah, I know, but he was a very non-threatening guy. And he just was just an interesting character. His name was Yuri. So he texted me this week. I hadn't heard from him since we had met last year. On my way into Pittsburgh, it's Steelers opening game.
Oh, well, wonderful.
Hope all is well with you in Chicago. Hope we'll meet up again someday. That kind of a thing. It's just kind of funny.
What's his name? Yuri?
Yuri. Yeah. Just a nice kid. He was just a nice kid. He just was, I just kind of want to hang out with you guys.
Could have got a kiss from him last night at Leonid and Friends.
So yeah, he was just a non-threatening, just a guy who just wanted to hang out with some people and just, didn't have anything else to do.
No. See, I haven't acted like that since I was in my 20s.
Right.
Now I so suspect everybody of everything that I'm like, no, you can't fucking hang with. I would have been yelling at him, what the fuck do you want?
Right.
I'd have been like an asshole to him. You're just like, hey, come on over.
I just sent you the picture.
Oh, let's see.
We took a picture in front of the legendary Primanti brothers and
there's your buddy. Yeah.
Market Square.
Look at that.
You could put it up there.
I'm looking to see if I have it over here now.
Yeah.
And I don't. God damn it.
So we were just hanging out, having fun, just me and Taylor and Yuri. He was like
Yuri.
He was like our son or something, But he's one of these kids that, basically lives at home, and he's not going to move out of the house because his mom still does his laundry and makes his dinners and stuff like that. He had no interest in, growing up per se.
Right.
He lives at home with mom, and she still takes care of him and keeps, it's like, dude, you're 28 years old or whatever it was. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah,
dude, I got it too good. I'm not moving out of the house. There we are.
There you are.
There's Yuri.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have been waiting for that guy to fucking shoot me in the head and rape Taylor. I would have come in with the worst thoughts and intentions with this guy.
Right.
Oh, you live at home with your mom, huh? Yeah, now you want to hang out with us? Fuck you, pal. Let me pat you down.
Yuri the terrorist. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. Exactly right. Exactly right. He was probably shipped there by the fucking Harris administration.
He's the Taliban.
That's right. Talibum.
Yeah. So anyway, that's that kid there is just kind of funny. He goes, "Hey, go Steelers, go Steelers!" Yeah. It's a kid from Philadelphia. He's a Pittsburgh fan. He's all in on the Pirates and the Steelers and the whole thing. It's just kind of funny.
Well, why not? He has nothing else to do, like life.
Apparently not. So what's new in your world? Anything in particular?
The only thing I really did of interest this week was I was out at the podcasting studio that Billy Morris and I are getting ready to open up, and we were doing some wiring on Thursday and some testing of the cameras and the microphones and running things through the board and software and that kind of stuff. Dude, I ain't gonna lie, and Billy will hear this and he'll get mad, but I don't care. I have been so ready to fucking strangle Billy, because this thing was supposed to open in March.
Right.
I mean, we were supposed to be going in March, and it just got to be April, then May, and this wasn't built and that wasn't built, and we have to wait for the inspectors for this code, and but all the shit that comes.
Right.
But it just took forever. So I was like ready to just fucking kill Billy. I was like, dude, are we, like, every week I would call him up or he would call me, and my first question was, what's the status? When are we opening this bitch? Well, we still, Billy, Mr. Mild-mannered.
Right.
So it's never like, well, this is a problem or that's a problem. It's always like, man, it's going to be great, but we still got to do the, he's that guy. And that's fine. I mean, that's what's made him the mayor of Cleveland, more or less, because he is that guy. But I'm not patient at all. As you're well aware, I'm not patient. And, so finally we get to where I got to go out there this week. And I went out there and I was like, if this thing is fucking garbage, I am going to murder somebody in this fucking place.
So this was the first time you actually laid eyes on the place, huh?
I had not seen picture one. And Billy never sent me any pictures, which made me think that it wasn't as far along as he might have been leading me to think it was.
All right.
Like, he had sent me some pictures of stuff when they were doing construction, but it was construction. It was, him or Leah with a saw in a room that looks like it's all fucking tore to shit. So that's all I had seen. So I go out there. Billy meets me at the door. He's like, come on in, man. This place is fucking beautiful. Oh my God, it is. As much as I wanted to kill Billy up until that moment, when I walked into this place, it is gorgeous, man.
Well, you can't rush perfection, Chris.
You really can't. And I will backtrack every bad thing that I've said about him the last 6 months about this project. Him and Leah did a masterful job on this place. It is like, it's a 2-room operation. It's one room is kind of the podcast room, and he bought a bunch of really, really high end concert footage cameras.
Okay.
So it's like 8K cameras or so. I mean, they're really nice, and they're the kind that go up and down and rotate and all that other kind of shit. And they're not webcams by any means. They're really nice cameras, and they're set up real nice, and we got real nice microphones, Shure microphones, and so that room is real nice. Got nice, comfortable chairs to sit in. The walls are all painted real nice. I mean, everything gorgeous. But then you come out of that room and you come into the what I guess you'll call it the engineer studio.
All right, the control room.
Yeah, the control room.
Okay.
There's not a window, like there's not a traditional window into
like
it.
A recording studio.
Instead, there's like a 70-inch TV.
Okay, so you monitor it through the cameras rather than the window,
like a ring type of an operation.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But that way, there's no glare from lighting that comes into the other room.
Right, I got you.
It just looked gorgeous. I mean, it is so professional. I think I told you this afternoon, and I'm serious. There's going to definitely be a time or 2 or 3 or 4, probably not in the winter, but in the spring and summer, when I'll go out there and I'll do this from there, just to do it from a different location.
Yeah, right. I gotcha.
Because honestly, if you're in town, like the next time you're in town for something, I think we do exactly right, Boss Metal. I think we do the show from Studio C.
Right, of
Out
course.
there at Audio Bay.
Yeah, why not?
I think that makes more sense than trying to fucking jerry rig this room in here with, you know how bad this room is. And this room's a goddamn closet. So,
Right.
it would be a whole lot more comfortable for me and you to just be chilling out there with some beers and wine and just,
Right, of course.
because that's the other piece of it too. The other side is going to be, he's building a speakeasy, a little 30 to 50 person speakeasy where people could come in and have a drink after work and watch football game or do whatever they do. So, it's very cool. You know what?
So it's just a single studio, just a single broadcast studio.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just for podcasting.
Okay. I thought maybe it might be like a multi-studio thing, kind of like what T Radio V.
Yeah, no,
had
it's
one on there.
just that one. I'm going to say this one time nicely. Stop worrying about what we're doing, Barden, or I'm going to fucking block you. You're annoying me.
That's why what did it say? The other studios blow you away?
Yeah. Because he's about to get banned just because I'm tired of his fucking nonsense.
A producer. Well, who's going to pay that producer? Are you going to pony up the money for that?
No, we don't need a producer. What would be different other than you might get 2 minutes extra a show where I'm not fiddling around with shit? I mean, is there more than 2 minutes in 6 hours?
Yeah, it's just, it's we've always been self-produced.
Yeah.
Always been self-produced. Prior to the video component of the show, I always did all the audio stuff.
Well, and quite honestly, do we really want somebody else that we got to rely on?
Right.
We want it to be like, hey, can you put this up? Yeah, sure. Where we're both engaged in it. Instead of saying, hey, in the booth, go to that website.
Right, of course.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck, Barden. Stop trying to help. Right. Your job is to listen. My job is to worry about this shit. Shut the fuck up.
Well, when Barden gets his show going, let me know, because I will be the first day watcher.
Yeah. Yeah. And not only that, now that he's putting his ideas in here, they're fucking bad.
No, it won't.
No, it won't. It'll make the show terrible.
We already talked about super chats. We're not doing that.
We're not doing it. That'll make the show terrible. We are not fucking doing it. You can want to do it all you want. You want to throw $5 in there, Barden? Go ahead. I don't see you fucking ponying it up. Throw a $50 super chat right now, faggot.
Instead of super chats, just join our locals for $5 a month, whether you participate in locals or not. If you're so interested in throwing a couple of dollars toward this show, join the locals. Anybody who wants to throw a super chat for 10 or 15 bucks, that's 2 months worth of locals for you.
Yeah, be on the locals.
Yeah, just put it there.
We're not interested in doing super chats. We are not interested in, hey, here's what John 364 says. We're not interested in doing that kind of fucking shit show.
And I play your tunes for nothing.
Yeah.
During the breaks, I give a shout out to everybody who requests a song.
Yeah.
That's as good as a super chat, and you get that for nothing.
Yeah.
Enough with the fucking break, and I run down the song list, the 4 or 5 songs we do, and I give credit to the person who requested it. So that's like getting a super chat mention.
Yeah. Well, if you're broke, then you don't have enough ideas to do a profitable show. So shut the fuck up.
So yeah, let us do what we've been doing for 30 years.
Yeah.
I mean, come January 6th, we will be into our 30th year. So, I think we have a little bit of experience with this.
Yeah, we're fine. The show runs pretty well. So don't worry about it. Sit back, watch, have a drink.
Yes.
And in your case, Barden, push away from the keyboard. You're an annoying cunt. Get away. Anyway.
You let those people get under your skin, Chris.
I do.
If this was the Chris of old, you'd be swearing and cursing up the storm and banning people.
You know what? As we have a guest coming up, and I don't know how familiar he is with the show, so I don't want to go crazy. Not yet, anyway. I don't know. I think you're right, though. I'm not as angry as I used to be.
No, not at all. But then again, you're not married either, so
that did take a lot of that anger away, now, didn't it?
That kind of dissipated a lot of that anger.
Yeah, it did. Shelly gets it. Shelly rocks. She gets it. Hey, it worked for you guys this long, so keep doing what you do.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. I mean, how did the show become to be anyway?
Well, it must have been the super chats, man.
How did this even come to be?
Yeah. Some of these fucking things, now that I'm ranting, is funny. Barden was sent here by Eddie Trunk as revenge on Chris.
Probably.
I gotta say, and I don't know if we're going to talk about this at length or not, but since we got a couple of minutes before we go to a break, I got a bunch of emails from people. Eddie Trunk's in Japan with Sammy Hagar.
I wasn't aware.
He's in Japan. It's the first time he's ever been in Japan.
All right.
And he's posted a bunch of shit. You know, he's pointing, hey, here I am in Nagoya, and here I am at the TMG show, and here I am with Sammy, and here I am walking the streets or whatever. And I guess the fans are just waiting for me to pounce because I pounced last time.
Right.
I'm going to be honest, I don't have any problem at all with him being in Japan for the very first time ever, posting pictures of being in Japan.
No, what's wrong with that?
That's what he should do.
Right.
Now, if he was up there saying, well, the reason this is standing is because I helped them with the construction.
Yeah. Well, if I was the one who was responsible for getting Sammy to go to Japan.
Yeah, now then I'd have a problem. But everything he's posted, everything, because I've followed along, because I've been there. I've literally been to the same venues. And so I'm watching along to see, hey, how has it changed and whatnot since I was there?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he hasn't posted anything to I or me. I mean, he's doing a little of that with the Sammy stuff with, oh, I'm so honored that I was invited to come out with Sam, you know, that. But,
yeah,
you know, he's doing what he should be. And unlike what some of you think, we're not here to just bash Eddie anytime he makes a post. If he does something stupid, we'll call him on it.
Right, of course.
But if he's just doing what regular people do, any regular person that went to a country that's, you know, 12,000 miles away would take pictures and post them and share them with people. Whether it's the old slideshow of the 1970s and 80s or Facebook today, that's what people do. So I have no problem with that. I don't see what people want me to say to that.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he's at the venues with Sammy Hagar, and he's just kind of reporting, you know, what he's seeing on his time there in Japan. No big deal.
That's his first time over there, so
but
that's cool.
Again, if it was, well, I'm the one who's responsible for making all this happen, and I'm the one who said, you know,
I talked to my promoter friend Nagoya, who I got this gig for Sam. Then we'd be doing something, but
right, of course, like Sammy Hagar wouldn't have that kind of deal, you know?
Exactly. But he's not. He's just saying, "Hey, look at how cool this is. I'm at a Japanese restaurant in Japan. How cool is that? It's just a restaurant here. It's not a Japanese restaurant.
And I'm in here speaking Japanese.
That's right. Don't you think so?"
So yeah, I get. You know, you have to be selective in what you gotta be, you know.
Yeah. He gives us enough material that I don't need to pick on everything that he does. That's really what it comes down to. He gives us plenty of material.
Just when he just goes off on those ridiculous tirades, that's when they get a little bit ridiculous, you know, and it's hard not to say something about it.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So
because we're not the only ones who think that way. There's a lot of the feedback we've gotten over the years is this is exactly what I was thinking. I'm glad you guys said something because I was thinking the exact same thing, you know?
Yeah. And a lot of that feedback comes from people that he then goes and says are his best buds. A lot of that then is followed 2 weeks later by, well, I got a text from blah, blah, blah. And they said they couldn't believe that I helped them get back together again.
Yeah, sure. Sure you
Fuck
did.
off.
Sure you did.
That's right.
Yeah, so.
All right, let's kick to music because we do have a guest at 15 after. So.
All right. Well, if you want to get a request in, and again, this is a this seems to be a competition now.
Mm-hmm.
People, and this is basically not me complaining or anything. This is me actually saying thank you to the fans. People are thinking about this show 2 days in advance.
Nice.
2 and 3 days in advance, they're thinking about this show.
That's funny.
And they're getting the requests in earlier and earlier. I'm getting requests in on Thursdays now.
Wow.
Thursday, Friday, mostly during the day today. People getting their request in because they know if they get it in early, they're going to hear it. If you get it in late and I run out of time, sorry. But anyway, I'll let you pick a song here in a second, but I'm going to read this real quick note.
Okay.
This comes from Miles Mullally. I think that's how you say it. Mullally. Right. Miles Mullally. Hey, Neeley, I know I'm way early, but I said I'd ask while I remember, as it keeps slipping my mind to ask. Could you play the Stereo Nasty song Black Widow on next week's show? It's an Irish metal band, old school style stuff. You guys might dig them. Thanks to yourself and Chris for the entertainment and the laughter. You guys always produce a great show, and you've gotten me through some very tough times, especially in the last year or so. Hail and kill from Ireland. Miles Mullally.
Well, all right, Miles. Never heard of that band, but okay.
I didn't either. They're, according to Miles here, they're an Irish metal band.
All right. Well, I guess we'll hear that in a minute.
Yeah. So before we play Miles's track, what should you pick that will get us kicked off here?
Well, since we're going to be chatting about Rush here in a little bit, how about if we go a Rush cover, Sebastian Bach doing Working Man? How's that?
All right. Sebastian Bach.
Although we're not supposed to listen to him anymore because if you like Trump,
exactly,
like Trump, then you're not supposed to listen to him anymore.
Right. There it is. All right. Well, we're going to play a few tunes. We've got a guest coming up here, and we will be talking to him. So anyway, so here it is. It's Sebastian Bach. With his Rush cover of Working Man exclusively here
on your classic. This episode of the CMS Network is brought to you by our sponsor, Blackout Coffee. If you are a coffee lover, you will love what they are selling over at Blackout Coffee. Make sure you get yourself some. The only thing woke about this company is the drinker of the coffee because it gives you quite a jolt. I am a personal fan of the Brutal Awakening Dark Roast, but everybody's a little bit different. Make sure you get what is your favorite today. Go to blackoutcoffee.com. Use the promo code CHRIA20 to save 20% on your first order. It's that simple. So one more time, blackoutcoffee.com. That is the link, or use the full link if you're going to shop around. That is scrolling on the bottom, and get yourself some of the best coffee that is out there today. Blackout